Some children's books, picture books particularly, are very well set up for the development of narrative structure. One such book is Big Al by Andrew Clements. The illustrator is Yoshi. And I just wanted to give a synopsis or a summary of Big Al using the story grammar marker. Once upon a time, there was a big, ugly fish named Big Al. Big Al lived in the deep blue sea, where he was trying to make friends with a bunch of little fish who lived near him. One day he realized that he had no friends because he was so big and had such sharp teeth. That made Big Al feel very, very sad. In fact, he cried big salty tears into the big salty sea. But Big Al really wanted friends, so he worked at it. And when we come upon the word want, that's the planning word. First, Big Al dressed up like a plant. But that didn't work because the fish were afraid of him. Next, Big Al blew himself up to see how clever, so the fish could see how clever and silly he could be. But it only scared them again, so that didn't work. After that, Big Al buried himself deep in the ocean, in the sand at the bottom of the ocean, so he could look much smaller. But that only helped for a minute until Big Al sneezed and the other fish were scared away. After that, Big Al even colored himself so that he could look like the other fish that he was trying to impress. But he was so big and clumsy that that didn't work either. Finally, Big Al rescued the fish. And as a result, he had many, many, many friends. Big Al, instead of being sad and lonely, was now very, very happy. Now you might say that the rescue of the fish was something that Big Al must have been confronted with. The fish must have had a problem, and indeed, in the book, the fish do have a problem. A net comes down silently from above, and in an instant, Big Al sees that the fish were caught. Well, up until that point, Big Al has dressed up like a plant, blown himself up huge, buried himself in the sand, and changed his color, all to impress these fish who were caught in the net. This is called an obstacle, when something comes into play that was not expected by the character. And as children develop in their narrative skills, they read about and in real life face obstacles. So one of the ways of showing the story within the story is to use the children's story grammar marker right on the teacher marker. So right at this particular point in the story where Big Al comes upon the net, I might put this right here to show that in fact Big Al, who is still the character, he's still in the setting of the ocean, but now there's a new kickoff. Big Al has what? Big Al has seen a net come down and capture all his would-be friends. Now, instead of feeling sad and lonely, Big Al's eyes bulge out bigger and rounder than ever, and with a flip of his mighty tail, he charged straight at the net. Those sentences written by Andrew Clements let us know that Big Al was angry and determined. His plan was to rescue the fish. That's exactly what he did. He bit the net open, and as a result, the fish escaped. Big Al felt wonderful until he himself was caught in the net. So what does that mean? That means that yet there's another obstacle that can be discussed and that children can formulate questions about using the story grammar marker.